Hi, good afternoon everybody, and once again welcome to Safe Educate's test preparation videos trials. My name is Gaurav Contractor, and today we'll be taking up a small session on the writing task bona fides. Alright, now recently we had taken a couple of general sessions for the letter writing. Today I'll be showing you the process of writing a table chart. Alright, now you have to understand that the table chart is a little bit different as compared to line graphs and bar graphs and pie charts. The bar and the line, they actually show you the movements where you use majorly increase, decrease, and you're actually able to very easily you're able to see the differences between various players inside the graph. The table chart actually gives you more amount of information regarding the categories along with their percentages or along with whatever the situation is in the graph. Practically it is almost the same. The only thing you have to remember is that it's very easy to spot the difference in the table because it is more, you could say, accurate. It has more accurate detailing inside it. The line and the bar definitely rely on the levels of the bar or the line wherever they are intersecting. The pie chart again is a very easy one where you can actually just look at the proportions and then you can match it up. Table usually comes alongside a line graph. It may come alongside a pie chart as well. Combination of graphs are something common in IELTS. But the major problem a lot of my students have faced and they've told me is that sometimes in a table chart you may get more information than what you are planning to write. So sometimes it is impossible for to accumulate all the information together. So sometimes you just have to target some of those areas which have similar fluctuations or similar percentages, and you can group them together. Alright, the table graph in front of you is just an example of how a table graph needs to be proceeded with. So let's begin writing this graph. I have made a small model answer for people to view over here, but the thing is, this is what I have written as per my understanding. People's responses on the same graph may change as per their understanding as well. Now let's look at the title heading. The table shows the levels of noise pollution for 4 different countries from 1990 to 2000. So definitely you'll be using the past tense for this. The countries are USA, UK, Canada and Australia. These are decibel levels 40, 50, 70 and 30, and decibel levels for 2000 for each respective country. Now once we analyze this, first let's just quickly go through the differences. If you see USA, decibel level 1990 was 40% and in 2000 it has increased to 110%, so there is a big jump of 70%. UK is 50% in 1990, which is reduced by 10%, which you could say is a small reduction. Canada, it is 70%, has jumped by 5%, and Australia has jumped by 20%. So if you see that the difference between the first segment was less, then there is a decrease, and again the increasing ratio is slowly, steadily picking up pace when we come down to the Australian segment. Now let's look at the introduction which I have formed. The table chart describes. Now what I've done is I've taken the same area over here, but I have not mentioned the same words the table shows. Instead I've written the table chart describes the level of noise pollution by decibel levels, because we are comparing decibel levels over here, alright, from 1990 to 2000 for 4 different countries. So what I've done is I've paraphrased this particular introduction which is given in the text. Do not try to copy the same text over here. You might lose out marks because then it is very easy for the examiner to spot. Then beginning first with the linker, we had done this session on linkers and how they are important, so you can look at that, these as well. So firstly, it can be observed from the table that the decibel level for USA was 40%. So here I'm beginning with USA and I'm talking about the 1990 level first. So here I've put up a linker and then I have put on my view which looks a little bit polished at the end. So it can be observed from the table that the decibel level of USA was 40% in 1990, which now it's increasing by 70%, which is a huge increase. So I've written over here which increases by 70% in 2000, marking a huge increase in noise pollution levels. So here I have utilized the difference, that is 70%. I have taken that over here and then I've explained that this is marking a huge increase in noise pollution levels. The examiner understands, okay, the 70% is an increased amount. Secondly, for UK, the decibel levels have dropped by 10%, whereas for Canada, it observes it's D over here, so I'll write an observes over here, observes a slight increase by 5% in 2000. So what I've done is I've combined these together without putting up a full stop, because if you see the differences for them is there's a 10% reduction over here and 5% increase over here. So those two can be clubbed into single sentences. So secondly, for UK, the decibel levels dropped by 10%, whereas for Canada it observed a slight increase. Now why am I saying the slight is because 5% can be a slight increase term, so by 5% in 2000. But now why am I using but or however or whatever linker you want to use for the opposite contrast, is because in Australia it is jumping by an additional 20%. But there was a 20% jump in the decibel levels in Australia, which rose from 30 to 50%, okay, in 2000. Then come down to the conclusion. All in all, we can see that now there are various ways to approach a conclusion. You can tell us which were decreasing and which were increasing, or combining all the increasing into one part and combine all decreasing categories into one part. So that's what I've done. All in all, we can see that except for UK, okay, the decibel levels for noise pollution was increasing for all the remaining countries. So except for UK, because UK is the only country which has less decibel noise pollution in 2000, remaining others are increasing. You can further add more information stating that for all other countries where US was the highest, or you can say US observed or USA observed the highest amount of decibel levels in 2010, that is 110% as compared to remaining countries. Alright, so sometimes it's okay to combine certain data together, but yes, the proper vocabulary, the proper terminology to define them should be there in your writing, otherwise which you could lose out marks. The table usually accompanies with additional information sometimes. There could be a total given to you as well. The total might mean something different as well. So when you see a table graph, try to analyze this. If it's a big graph, try to look at the players, see that the players are not important. What's important is the comparison, the differences in the ratio, the numbers. If you could see that more than 4 players actually have the fluctuations happening in the same categories, you could club them into one and then you can write them, that's completely fine. But yes, it needs to be above 150 words and less than 180, I would say, around the same. Alright, so once again, those who were watching the video today, thank you so much. And yes, if you have any concerns, any questions you would like to ask us, anything regarding help in preparation for IELTS, you can inbox us and we will get back to you immediately. Thank you so much.